Welcome student to my channel Educate Maths and Science. Today also discuss the starting the language of chemistry. This is specially this is a base of 8. You know already. This is for the I.C.S.E. board, C.B.S.E. board and West Bengal board also. The basic idea of the chemistry. For deals chemistry, chemistry deals actually the elements. You know the idea of the element. You know idea of the compound, mixture and other things, atomicity, and you know already the symbol of all elements. Suppose you write here the 2 or 3 examples. Aluminium Al, okay. Sodium, this is S. S stand for the sulfur. For that, this is the Latin word Na. And the magnesium Mg, and so oxygen is or hydrogen. Not discussed later. You do already. So element, the symbol you know. Now the main thing today's discussion is the valency. That means actually you know chemistry means the chemical reaction or reaction between the different element or the radical discussed later, and differentiating and to form a new compound or a new element. Suppose oxygen and oxygen, two oxygen atoms combine to form an oxygen molecules. Idea of the atoms. Ultimately, the discussion is very important. In case in biology, you just know the ultimate. You just break down this. You just get a cell. In case of substance, ultimately you get a molecule, then an atom. Is okay. Ultimately, the previous discussion, the big building, ultimately you break down, you get a brick. So these actually called the unit. So in case of the element, you just compound mixture, ultimately you break down, ultimately one element. And if you just break down the element, you get a molecule fast. Molecule exists in nature. Just I repeat, molecule exists in nature, but atom cannot exist in nature. In a special case, the monoatomic molecule, suppose a sodium, the potassium, is a monoatomic molecule may exist. These actually exist, may or may not. In for that reason, certain atom, maximum atom, is not exist in nature, but only the monoatomic molecules exist in nature. So atom is a very important thing. Actually, in case of chemistry, chemical reaction is nothing but the electron exchange from the outermost orbit. That is the basic difference. Which atom combine the which molecules, the combining capacity, that means the chemical equation is formed, and the chemistry, you just always know the chemistry is very good. That means these are exchange. তাদের মধ্যে রিলেশনটা কিরম ভাবে তৈরি হচ্ছে. Why sodium is not react with potassium? That is a very important. But sodium react with oxygen. But sodium cannot react with potassium. Why? For that reason, in case the combining capacity of the sodium and the potassium are same, because they always donate electron. So idea of the valency and the combining capacity and the number of electron or other things are involved. Now, just you write down here. I just already write down all this thing for your better understanding. You just copy this certain time. So what do you mean by the valency? The basic thing. In the basic, what is this? Combining capacity of an element. Suppose the valency of oxygen, valency of, you just remember all the valencies, the very important thing in the chemistry. If you just not forget the valency, you cannot form a compound. That is very important. So one is very important thing that you just remember the valency. This is very important. But what is valency? In the previous, the combining capacity of an element. Combining capacity of an element to the others. Now others, or the parameter here, is number of hydrogen atom which combine or displace one atom of that element. That means the parameter, the scale is hydrogen. মানে একটা এলিমেন্ট কটা হাইড্রোজেন অ্যাটমের সাথে কম্বাইন করতে পারে বা কটা হাইড্রোজেন অ্যাটমকে ডিসপ্লেস করতে পারে, শেয়ার করতে পারে. দ্যাট ইজ দ্য বেসিক থিং. ওয়ান atom of any element combine how many numbers of hydrogen atom or just displace the hydrogen atom. That is the basic concept, the scale of the hydrogen. Suppose example H2O. What do you mean by this H2O? That means here one oxygen atom combine with two hydrogen atom. The basic thing is this. Chemistry is a very understanding thing. The property you just properly from the starting you just understand deep idea of the chemistry. That is a very interesting grow in the chemistry first one. Okay, so here is H2O. But why? Because why not this H? Why not this is HO? Because one oxygen atom cannot combine to form a certain compound with one hydrogen. For that reason, HO is not formed. One hydrogen atom cannot combine one hydrogen, one oxygen atom. It cannot combine to form a compound, one hydrogen atom. মানে একটা অক্সিজেন অ্যাটম একটা হাইড্রোজেন অ্যাটমের সাথে কম্বাইন করতে পারে না, ইটস ক্যানট পসিবল ফর দ্যাট রিজন। ওকে, সো H2 is a compound form. Why? Because the one oxygen atom combined with two hydrogen atom, one atom of oxygen combined two atom. So এইখান থেকে আমরা বলতে পারি that is the definition. তো valency of oxygen is 2 for that reason. That is very important. মানে any element, one atom of any element combined how many numbers of hydrogen atom or displaced from a compound hydrogen atom or sharing. Okay, so 3 parts. One is combined, one is share, one is displaced. Here is valency of oxygen is 2 for that reason. Here is NH3. You know NH3 means the ammonia, the gas. So here one nitrogen atom combined 3 hydrogen. So the valency of nitrogen is 3 for that reason. Very simple, just to understand properly. Very interesting thing, just to growing interest. What is valency? Valency means the combining capacity of a certain atom of an element combined with number of hydrogen atom. Here nitrogen combined with hydrogen but not NH, but not NH2 is not form a compound. NH3, that means one atom of nitrogen at least combined 3 atom of hydrogen to form ammonia gas. That means here you conclude the valency of nitrogen is 3. That is the tendency of the different element. Here is HCl. That means one chlorine atom combined with only one hydrogen atom to form HCl, hydrogen chloride or hydrogen chloride gas, especially when you dissolve in water to form acid, hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, one chlorine atom combined with one hydrogen atom to form HCl. So the valency of chlorine is 1. This is the old theory, but this is known. কিভাবে আসছে, science is a developing process. For that is in that time the proton, electron, neutron is idea is not growing up. Okay, for that reason now you symbol you know. Now the idea of the inert gas. Which one is the inert gas? Inert gas that cannot react. আমরা আসছি পরে। Inert gas গুলো খেয়াল রাখো, নিয়ন, আর্গন, হিলিয়াম, ক্রিপ্টন এন্ড জেনন। এটা আমি পরে বলছি। Is okay. Now valency. What is the modern theory of the valency? Modern theory you know already. আমি যেটা বলেছি আগে, actually chemical reaction is nothing but the electron exchange from the outermost orbit of a certain atom or element. It's a very important thing. Ultimately, you know the atomic structure. The atom is discovered. What is the structure of the atom? That is actually the structure of atom. In case that same as a solar system. Same as a solar system. Okay, in the center, atom. Actually, atom is the breaking down. Dalton said atom is indivisible, but the modern scientists and this, their atom is divisible. Atom is divisible in the 3 parts, mainly 2 parts. That is the one is the outermost, that is the different cell discovered by Bohr. All are the great scientists. And the center part, that is in case of the cell also you know. Cell, in case of the biology you know the cell. Cell is the center part, is the nucleus and the different, that is cytoplasm and other things. Here, in case of atom, just a drawing, center part, this is the center part, that is called actually the nucleus of the atom. That is the position where the neutron and proton is there. Atom is divided into 3 basic parts. One is electron, one is proton, and one is 3 parts. Electron, proton and neutron, 3 parts. তাহলে আমরা বুঝে গেলাম অ্যাটমটাকে ভেঙে ফেলছি। The 3 parts are there. Electron, proton and neutron, very important particles. 3 particles. Electron basically the negative charge. Electron negative charge. Proton positive charge. And neutron, this is the basic thing. Neutron is the neutral, that is no charge. So you say, so why is atom is not chargeable? Because atom is ultimately neutral. Because the same number of electron, same number of proton present. Same number of electron and same number of proton present in an atom. And the charge is 1 and charge is always plus 1 minus 1. Suppose sodium. এটাকে আমরা মুছে দেবো, এটা মুছে দিই, আমরা বোঝাতে পারবো। ওকে, so in case each and every element there is a fixed number of proton. Suppose sodium, atomic number, that is very important, আমরা পরে এগুলো ডিসকাস করব। atomic number 11. So in case of sodium, actually sodium proton is 11, electron is also 11, neutron is 12 actually. This is the, you know, the atomic mass, আমরা পরে ডিসকাস করব। Atomic mass and atomic number. Atomic number means number of proton. Atomic mass is mass of the atom, that is the proton plus neutron. Electron has no mass, negligible mass. But the discussion here is the plus 11. That means because the 11 number of proton and each and every proton is the one charge, 11 proton, and the electron also 11, so minus 11. So ultimately plus 11 minus 11, you know, in the algebra the chargeless, that means the charge is 0. For that reason atom is ultimately chargeless. Atom is chargeless. Very important, atom is chargeless. And atomic mass concentrated in the center part. This is the different orbit. Proton and neutron, here proton and neutrons locate here, but the electron, ultimately electron in the different orbit, that is discovered by the energy level that is discovered by the Niels Bohr, the Denmark scientist. Okay, the atom, now this is the first cell, this is the second cell, third cell, different cell. The condition is there, the discussion longer. First cell 2, second cell 8, maximum, third cell 18, this one. Now for that reason here, just coming here, so electron, proton and neutron. So electron is the orbit or cell. Outermost cell, that is here, suppose the outermost cell, suppose here this. So what is the outermost cell? Last cell. This last cell called the outermost cell, that is called the valence cell. Valence cell, a valence cell, from there the electron is in or electron is out here. For that reason I say here modern definition of the valency, modern definition of the valency, electron এখান থেকে এন্ট্রি হতে পারে আর এখান থেকে বেরিয়ে যেতে পারে। So this is the modern definition. Ultimately electron is responsible for the chemical reaction. Very important thing, we remember. So number of electron which one atom can lose, এখান থেকে আমি বার করে দিতে পারি, আবার এখানে ঢোকাতেও পারি, ওকে, or gain or share during a chemical reaction to attain stable configuration of the nearest. This is the very important thing. So ultimately actually atom is unstable. আচ্ছা আমরা একটা জিনিস বলি, আমরা তো দু পায়ে দাঁড়িয়ে থাকি, দিস ইজ দ্য স্টেবল কন্ডিশনটা কি? আমরা দুটো পায়ে দাঁড়িয়ে থাকি, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য স্টেবল কন্ডিশন। উই আর স্টেবল হোয়েন ইউ স্ট্যান্ড অন দ্য টু লেগস। বাট ইফ আমরা দাঁড়াতে পারি, ইউ ক্যান জাস্ট okay, stand in one leg also, but it's not stable. আমরা যখন এক পায়ে দাঁড়িয়ে থাকি, it's not stable, just single leg, we cannot stable. But when we stable on the two legs standing, when we stand on the two legs we are stable. In that case also atom actually unstable. For that reason they had to need electron or exchange electron, and during this exchange of electron chemical reaction perform. That means sodium atom is actually unstable, chlorine atom unstable, each and every atom, basically 99%, more than 99% is unstable. Atom is unstable হয় বলে reaction হয়। For their instability, to gain their stability, এই যে unstable আছে এখান থেকে, to gain their stability, in between these the reaction is performed. For that reason এই গ্যাসগুলো আমরা যে আগে ডিসকাস করছিলাম, এই তো ইনার্ট গ্যাস আমরা মুছে দিলাম, এই যে হিলিয়াম, নিয়ন, আর্গন, আমরা বলি এয়ার, আর্গন, এটাকে আমরা বলি ইনার্ট গ্যাস। Why? Because they cannot react to the others, because their stability, especially এটা 2, this is 2,8, this is 2,8,8. This is exception only helium, only 2 atoms are there, 2 protons, 2 electrons, so 2 outermost cell on only one cell, 2 is stable in that case. But here is the last cell always 8, always 8. Last cell is always 8. In case of neon, 10 atomic number, 18 atomic number, last cell 8. That is this. Only when the last cell, 8 electrons is there, that is the stable condition. Very important. আমরা কিন্তু ভালো করে বোঝো। In case of the electronic configuration, any element where the last cell 8 electrons is there, that is their stable. But each and 90% and above element, the last cell is not the 8. For their stability, they gain or lose electron to gain the last electron 8. For that reason, এই 8 করার জন্য লাস্ট ইলেকট্রন 8 করার জন্য, for that reason they lose or gain electron, and during this the chemical reaction perform. আমরা কিন্তু এটা পরে এখানে আসবো। ওকে, so here this called the valence electron. তো ইলেকট্রন এক্সচেঞ্জটা করতে হবে from the valence electron. ওকে, electrons atom is unstable but neutral. Atom থেকে যখন ions হয়, ion is stable. The cation is anion is formed when electron exchange, but ion is charged, the cation or anion. Okay, so this is the NH, this is the outermost cell, first cell, second, the third cell. Electron is the orbit. এই orbit বলা হয় আর cell বলা হয়। outermost orbit is called the valence. এগুলো কোনো লিখে না। Okay, the total positive charge and total negative charge are same. For ion is ultimate in the neutral condition. Atom is neutral. Last cell 8 electron is stable. বলে দিচ্ছি, last cell 8 electron is stable, most stable. Okay, to attain the stability of the atom, they lose, gain or share electron. তারা কিন্তু সব সময় আমরা যেমন আমাদের ট্রেন, আমরা কিন্তু we cannot stand in the one leg also. We have the tendency to two legs, standing on the two legs. That is the tendency. So each and every atom has a tendency to complete 8 electron is the last orbit for their stability. তারা সব সময় চায় লাস্টের ইলেকট্রনটা 8, লাস্ট অরবিট ইলেকট্রন যেন 8 হয়। ফর দেয়ার স্টেবিলিটি দে গেইন ইলেকট্রন অর দে লুজ ইলেকট্রন, দ্য শেয়ার ইলেকট্রন। ফর দেয়ার স্টেবিলিটি দ্য কেমিক্যাল রিয়াকশন পারফর্ম, বিকজ নাহলে কিন্তু হতোই না। ইচ অ্যান্ড এভরি এলিমেন্ট, তাদের অ্যাটম যদি স্টেবল হতো, কোনো রিয়াকশনই পারফর্ম করতো। কেন রিয়াকশন ইজ পারফর্ম in case for that helium, neon, they inert gas. But আমি কিন্তু একটা প্রশ্ন করেছিলাম তোমাদের, why Na and K is not react each other? Because সোডিয়ামের লাস্টেও কিন্তু 281 আর এর ক্ষেত্রে হচ্ছে 2881. In case of the electronic configuration, দুজনেই কিন্তু ইলেকট্রন ছাড়তে চাইছে, কেউ কিন্তু নিচ্ছে না। ইন কেস অফ সোডিয়াম 281 ইলেকট্রন, 1 ইলেকট্রন ইউ লুজ করলি, লাস্ট অরবিট ইজ দ্য গেইনিং দ্য 8। এখান থেকে যদি একটা ইলেকট্রন বেরিয়ে যায়, আমরা যদি পুছে দিই এটাকে, খুব বোঝার জায়গাটা, ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট থিং। হোয়াই নট সোডিয়াম অ্যান্ড পটাশিয়াম রিয়াক্ট ইচ আদার? বিকজ সোডিয়াম Na 281, পটাশিয়াম 2881, তাহলে এরা কি করবে? এরা একটা ইলেকট্রনকে ছেড়ে দেবে, ছেড়ে দিলে কি হয়ে যাবে? 28 হয়ে গেল। এও তো ট্রেন্ড হচ্ছে ছেড়ে দেওয়ার 288। তো টেন্ডেন্সিটা কি? স্টেবিলিটি টু গেইনিং 8 ইলেকট্রন ফর দ্য স্টেবিলিটি। তাহলে দুজনেই ইলেকট্রন লুজ করছে, তো গেইন করবে কে? সো দেয়ার ইজ দ্য এক্সচেঞ্জ অফ ইলেকট্রন। একজন দেবে, ওয়ান ইজ গিভ, ওয়ান ইজ ডোনার, ওয়ান ইজ রিসিভার। তবে এই কেমিক্যাল রিয়াকশন ফর্ম হবে, যেটা হয় সোডিয়াম ক্লোরাইড। ইন কেস অফ সোডিয়াম ক্লোরাইড ফর্ম NaCl. Why NaCl is formed? Because Na 281, Cl the 17 actually 287। এইবার দেখো কি হচ্ছে। ইন কেস প্রত্যেকেই যাচ্ছে, each and every atom is gaining their stability, the last orbit 8 electrons. ওকে, এটাকে 8 করতে গেলে কি হবে? 1টাকে ছেড়ে দেবে, আর 7 আছে, it's get 1 electron. So this ultimately chlorine ultimately 288 stable, and এটাকে হচ্ছে 28 sodium 281 stable 28. So this called the Na plus and this called the Cl minus. Ion is formed during the atom to ion chemical reaction performed. Na to Na plus, Cl to Cl minus. So sodium chloride is formed, is a compound is formed. That means actually the electron exchange from the outermost orbit. One is gaining electron, one is losing electron. Is clear? So in this way the chemical reaction perform. So what is the valency? Ultimately the question, what is the valency of sodium? How many electron is lose? 1 electron. How many electron gain in chlorine? Chlorine 1 electron. So valency of sodium is 1. Chlorine valency also 1. For that reason, on the basis of the electrons theory. Is clear to you? So one atom is unstable, but atom is neutral condition, there is no charge. But ion is stable, but the charge, cation or anion. During the atom to ion, chemical reaction performed because the electron exchange within this. In case NaCl, Na plus Cl minus, between these the electron chemical reaction performed, NaCl is formed. Okay, so this is আমি এখানে দেখিয়েছি এটা টু অ্যাটেন্ড দ্য স্টেবিলিটি। এই দেখো আমরা দেখিয়ে দিয়েছি এখানে NaCl এই অরবিট চেঞ্জ করছে, এটা হয়ে যাচ্ছে, এটা হয়ে যাচ্ছে। ওকে, so it's clear. This is for today the valency. I just try my best. If there is any problem, works in the comment box. Okay, now next day we just discuss the other thing. Okay, so thank you student for today. Thank you.